everybody, I am April and I am going to show you how to make two really simple cards today. I have one here that says Hero in My Eyes, and you can see that there. And I have another one that says just checking on you, and has a cute little owl and is really kind of library friendly since I work for the library. So why are we doing this? Well, we're all kind of, you know, stuck inside right now trying to figure out a way that we can connect with people in our community, and I just think card making is a really great way to show that you care about people that you don't get to talk to right now because you're stuck inside or you don't get to see them regularly. So we talked a lot about being connected here at the library, and so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be connected to each other with card making. And I made this one in particular, the Hero in My Eyes. I stamped it in the inside with "Real heroes don't wear capes." So here's the thing with this one. Guys, right now, appreciating our frontline people in medical field, but also our military members and their families, it's just more important than ever. So I definitely encourage you to reach out to those people in your community. You know what? Your frontline right now in your community is also the people that work at your Walmarts and your local grocery store. So we just really need to love on each other as a community. So I do that by card making, whatever works for you. So let's get started. So I've actually pre-cut everything to make this go a little bit faster because, you know, nobody wants to watch me cut a whole bunch of stuff. But we're gonna start with this. So right here, I've got your base size. So I have bases that are pre-cut, but you don't have to buy them this way. Michaels sells them, Hobby Lobby sells them, really any craft store sells them like this. But this is 8.5 by 5 inches. You do not have to buy them cut like this. You can use construction paper. Guys, you can use newspaper. It really doesn't matter. So you just need to fold it in half. So this is called an A size card, which is a regular card size in the card making world. If you want to have a whole bunch of people sign it, maybe you want to go with a bigger card, whatever you want to do. But that is an A size card right there, and it is 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and then folded in half to be 4.5 inches by 5.5 inches. I'm really sorry if y'all can hear my dog barking. She's St. Bernard and she's a little crazy, and she's loud, but I got the windows open because y'all, it is beautiful outside. So anyway, so I also pre-cut this paper. These are our mats. In crafting, we call whatever is behind everything a mat. So this is our base, and these are our mats. So our mats are actually 4.5 by 5.25 inches. So that is actually 1/4 of an inch smaller than our base. So it gives it this like beautiful border. You can do whatever you want, guys. You don't even have to make a mat. You can just construction paper this and like color "thank you for being awesome," whatever. All it really matters is that people are going to feel appreciated, and you know, that's really what card making does. So I actually have paper here that is double-sided. So it's 2 different patterns, same page. Love double-sided paper. It's probably my favorite because, you know, it's bang for your buck. So I've gone ahead and cut these to our 4 by 5.25, which I said is 1/4 inch smaller than our base. And I've pulled out some really cool supplies that I have. I have this stuff called shimmer trim, which is basically tape that like glitters. And let me just tell you, glitter is not allowed in my craft room. We're in my craft room right now, actually, in like my home. But glitter is not allowed in here because it is terrible and it will be everywhere, and I hate it. So I buy things like this because then the glitter isn't everywhere. I also have some foam tape, which is adhesive on one side, and has a sticker back, so it's actually adhesive on both sides. And it does things like add dimension to your project. So if you can see here, dimension, ooh, so beautiful. Okay, but you don't really need that. Well, you can be flat, it doesn't matter. I also have some ink pads here. You can buy ink pads at any store, but you know what, guys? Paint works too. If you have paint, you can actually open up a marker and like pour the ink out of a marker onto like a paper towel, and you can use that as an ink pad. There are all sorts of fun tricks for doing this at home. I've also got some adhesive. This is wet adhesive. I'm going to use my extra special tape gun. I love this thing. And I've got some stamps here. So we're just going to make it happen. So the first card that we're going to make is this one here. And it says, "Just checking on you." It has a little library card and a little owl. And I made the owl extra nerdy and gave her blue glasses like my blue glasses. So that's the first one we're going to make. So I used the polka dot paper here. Polka dot. But, you know, use whatever you want. I went with like a red, white, and blue theme because I was thinking like hero-y and, you know, whatever. So, first thing you need to do is your shimmer trim, your glitter tape, whatever you're using, because it is so much easier if you wrap it around the paper. So I always make it a little bit larger than the paper, and then you can, it'll wrap around the back, and so you won't see it. If you want to see it, I don't know, cut it to that same size, sure. You can totally do that. And we're just going to pull the back off there. Okay, so this thing I'm working on here is a special type of crafting like mat that protects your surfaces, but like also if I spilled ink on it, it would just like puddle there, and you can use it as an ink pad. Y'all, you don't need anything special like this. This is just do it on your table, who cares, right? But if you are a crafter and you enjoy doing crafting quite regularly, I highly recommend something like this. It's similar to wax paper, I guess, but it has a different texture. Honestly, I use it more for shirt making, like when I'm making t-shirts, than I do for like card making, whatever. All right, so we wrap that around the back. So how do we know where to put it? I don't really have an answer for that. So just kind of look at what you want to do and figure out where to put it. So a kind of a rule in art in general, but particularly things like photography and paper crafting, is the 2/3 rule. So you want to have either 2/3 of your space filled or 2/3 of your space empty. So I don't remember what I wanted to say, but anyway, so I did my design, so we are actually only filling 1/3. Maybe this one can be 2/3. I don't know, guys, whatever. All right, so this one's like 1/3. So I put the ribbon so that it was 1/3. So if you don't have, you know, the glitter tape, you can use washi tape. Guys, bust out masking tape, I don't care. You can use ribbon, you can use string, and you can wrap that around your card too. Yeah, so we've got that. Now I'm going to do some stamping here. And I've got some white cardstock that I keep in this baggie here. This is all my extra pieces that I have left over from other projects, and I just pull it out when I need extra pieces. So, yeah, we're gonna stamp. So, one of the things I would say, if you're going to stamp, I always put a foam mat behind my stamping because it helps absorb it. But let's talk about stamping for a second. So I am making these cards with acrylic polymer stamps that are clear that I bought from crafting companies. But you do not have to do that. If you don't have stamps and you think, I just want to make a card for my neighbor who's a nurse, you can make your own stamps. We're going to put a link to a resource to make your own stamps And please do that. You can make your own stamps with things like foam sheets where you just cut out your design using scissors. You can use foam stickers and dip them in ink and stamp them that way. You can use an eraser and cut that around, and that would be more like a rubber stamp, like the traditional red rubber stamps. But you can go super old school and you can use a potato and cut out a potato. Cut out your design with a potato and stamp. Let me be completely honest. Every time I try to do potato stamping, I have trouble cutting the potatoes. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just not coordinated enough to fancy knife cut. So we stamped this. I cut it out. This type of cutting, when you cut something out that you stamped, is called fussy cut. So in case you're wondering what that was, fussy cut. So now we are going to use this Just Checking You Out stamp. And I stamped that in red down here. But you know what? I actually wasn't totally happy with the look of the final product because it kind of ran. The red color kind of ran. So I'm actually going to put this one up here. And we'll just see how it goes. The good thing about the clear stamps is that you can see where you're stamping. So the rubber stamps and like the handmade stamps, it would be kind of hard to layer like this. But probably should have like measured that better because that could have like really gone on the line. It's much better than that. But I didn't, so we're gonna live with it. All right. Now we're gonna make our owl. And I made my little owl also in red. Oh, I guess I should show you how I'm doing this. So the cool thing is that you can see that there's full ink coverage on there. And we're just going to give him a little stamp here. And there you go. And if you want to add glasses to him, I made him have some really funky blue glasses, like my blue glasses, because I like my blue glasses. So again, let's move that one over there so I can see what I'm doing. And boom! Now he has glasses. That's adorable. That is adorable. Okay. So, now we're going to cut him out too. Now, you can cut him super close, or you can cut around him, sort of like this. You know, whatever you want to do for your fussy cut. Alright, now we got our little owl cut out too. And I used foam tape to prop these all up. So let's get our card base. We're gonna glue down our base first. Got my tape gun here. You can use any sort of adhesive, and oh, it's all fun and games until the adhesive runs out. Well, that thing's empty. So we'll just use other glue. Why not? This has kind of been a real disaster. So we just put glue all around. You don't really have to put it in the middle like I did. You can just put it on the sides. And you're going to line up your card mat to your base, so you leave that border around. Now we're going to use some foam tape to pop up these embellishments. That's gonna be too big. All right, and pull the back off that and give it a little fun angle there. And there you go. That's our first card. I left this one blank inside, and that is a choice. You could add a sentiment. You could handwrite a little note. I don't tend to like make sentiments in my cards very often. I mean, I did for this one here that we're going to do in a minute. But generally, I just leave them blank inside and then kind of fill in my own words. I think the point is more to just be thankful and appreciative of the people that you're sending your card to. All right, so card number 2. So we've got another card base here. And just a reminder, those card bases are 8.5 by 5.5 inches. And then we've got a mat at 4 inches by 5.25 inches. And this time I flipped the paper over. So before we had blue with white polka dots, and now we have blue and white stripes. I also made this a horizontal card, which was kind of fun to do. And it's perfectly fine, but you don't actually see very many horizontal cards. I'm looking everywhere for my tape gun that I don't have out right now because it is out of tape. All right, so we're just going to add some glue on here. This got a little heavy with the wet glue, so you might want to spread that out a little bit. The thing about wet glues is they do take a little bit longer to dry, obviously because they're wet. And that's why I prefer like the tapes. But again, it really doesn't matter. Just stick it down. So we've got a horizontal one going here. Oh, you know what? Forgot to add our glitter. Oh, that is really bubbly. So I'm actually just going to cut this short, and we'll make a little thing to go behind the circle. So I'm going to teach you how to dovetail. Dovetail, yeah, super fun. So you cut into the piece in the middle. Then you cut up on the sides. Why do you do it that way? Well, it gives it a more even look so that it'll look more like a dovetail, more like a ribbon. And that's your final product. Oh, yeah. All right, so let's tuck that behind where our circle is going to go. And my circle's right here. So let's do, yeah, like right there. All right, so this circle is cut to 1.5 inches. That's our circle, 1.5 inches. And I actually made this using dies that are run through die cutting machines. They look like this, they're circles. But you don't have to do that. You can cut a circle out. What a concept, right? So do it however you want. Now we are going to stamp Hero in My Eyes. And this card is actually going to be going to a couple friends I have who are working in the medical field. So, and we're just going to stamp that. Alright. If you have a sponge, you can do this feathering around the edge. It's called distressing. And this is all you do. You dip it in an ink pad and go around the edges. Why do we do this? Well, it gives another dimension. We talked about dimension earlier. It gives another dimension to your project. Kind of makes it look more polished and finished. Is it required? Absolutely not. You know, one of the things that I really love about crafting in general is that nothing is required. I have been paper crafting, I mean, a really long time, guys. Since I was in high school, I started scrapbooking then. But I've really gotten into the card making probably about 7 years ago. My first card was very simple. It was like a 3x3. I just stamped like a thank you on it, and that's all it was. It was a really simple thank you card. And the person that I gave it to was like so appreciative, because hand making cards, it's like really a lost art, and it's really special. So I'm gonna line this up here. We're gonna do that little fun angle. I love a good angle. So we're gonna do it just like that. And then we're gonna stamp our sentiment in the inside, which is real heroes don't wear capes. Get good ink on there. And our foam sheet behind it. And right here in the center. Oh, look at that. I made a splotch. You know what? I don't even mind it. It doesn't matter. You can just write right over top of that. Who cares, right? So that is it. We made 2 cards. We made Just Checking on You and Hero in My Eyes. And there you go. Thank you so much for watching this mess of mine in my craft room, which is also kind of a mess. Hey, we miss you all at the library a great deal, and I just want to say thank you for watching and being so supportive of the library. And like I said, we miss all of you very much, and I hope you take this time to make cards for your community, to really just love on the people who are on the front lines right now. We're all in this together, guys. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.